Hi, I'm Russ Miller, and I want to talk to everybody today about the Aspire Maestro series of professional drumming shoes. Now, this is a new product really in the drumming world to have professional drumming shoes designed specifically for us to use playing the drums. That's something very special. They have been done in the past, but this is a very in-depth sort of scientific approach to developing a shoe that not only, of course, is comfortable and looks good, but also is really effective in helping you perform on the pedals, the drums, but it's specifically the pedals. It really has an effect on how you can perform on this instrument. So I was super interested in talking to the company Aspire about doing this. And again, they have the Maestro series of professional drumming shoes, but I have a model that I've worked with them directly on, and it's a little bit more customized to my approach to playing and what I consider, a pretty general approach to playing drums as well. So let me tell you a little bit about what they have to offer. The first thing is the underside of the shoe. You'll notice there's a different grip structure at the ball of the foot. Now, what Aspire has done is they've actually designed multiple grip styles for specific styles of playing the pedals. And this has never been done before. And they have the Maestro S, which you can see is a little bit more straight, and that's S kind of stands for slide. So if you have a sliding technique on the pedal, you would want to choose the Maestro S grip. There's also a Maestro R grip, and the R grip is more if you have a rotating technique on the pedals, where you rotate side to side more on the pedals, and that grip structure looks like that. And so that's the Maestro R. And then there's the Maestro X, which is what I chose for mine, and you can see that it has a pattern on it, but this one is really for more like heel-toe type technique on the pedal, where there's a little slide, but you do want a little bit of grip to it. And there's actually 3 different levels of this as well. So each different shoe can be chosen to have different grip levels. So for instance, mine is the 3rd grip level on there for what I've chosen. Now, this particular shoe, as I mentioned, is something I've been working on directly with the company, and it's called the Star Track. It's part of the Maestro Professional Drumming Shoe series. And there's a few things that I really wanted out of the shoe. The first is it had to be super light, and they're all very, very light, but I wanted mine to be very light. One of the issues that I have is playing with bigger shoes is weighing down your legs, and it causes fatigue after a long time of playing. Picking up a 3-pound shoe or boot or something like that 1,000 times a night definitely develops fatigue in your legs. So I wanted it very light. A couple other things that were important to me was no laces. And you'll see the Star Trek Maestro has no laces on it. And one of the things I hate is when my shoes become untied in the middle of a gig. I hate that. The other thing is the back of the shoe for me is really important. And if you guys have ever got your pant leg caught in your shoe and things like that, that's a nightmare when you're trying to do a gig. So I want it high enough so that it doesn't get tucked inside of the bottom of the shoe, but low enough so it doesn't rub on my ankles or something like that. So that was key in finding the right height in the back. Now, some of the other amazing technologies that Aspire has in the Maestro series of shoes is this TPU technology. It's a thermoplastic urethane, and one of the things that I wanted out of the shoe was, I've used different sports shoes in the past that were very light, but they had 0 support. I wanted to have support in the shoe so I could walk around backstage before the gig, to do a autograph thing afterwards or meet and greet or whatever, where you didn't have to change the shoes. And I wanted support in the shoe, so it has to have a stiff center but not a stiff bottom, because I need it to be flexible. So one of the things about the TPU material, you can see it's completely flexible, but it's also stiff enough to provide arch support. And it's pretty amazing, actually. I mean, it's a great scientific breakthrough in materials. It's almost like as hard as a carbon fiber, but bendable in a way. So that's a thermoplastic urethane arch support, which is really key to the functionality of the shoe. The other thing is the back of the shoe. You can see the heel here is stiff, and it's a strong support for the shoe structure. So you don't feel like you're wearing, you know, ballet slippers. It feels like a real shoe, but it's still, again, very flexible. Part of the big issue with shoes playing drums, of course, is venting. It's perforated on the sides. You can see there's holes, small holes and then bigger holes. And then the entire underbottom of the arch support is open as well. So the air actually, while you're playing, flows from the bottom of the shoe out the perforated side. So you don't have the sweat issues, and it helps with venting of the shoe, which is great. And one of the other things that's amazing is this another technology that Aspire is using is called silver ions, and they're placed in the heel support here, and it actually releases small molecules of silver when there's moisture or scent or anything like that. So it's more of like a hygiene thing, but it actually helps change the moisture level inside of the shoe when you're playing, so you don't end up with like totally soaking wet feet when you're playing for a really long time. And you can see that the insoles are perforated as well. So there's some amazing technologies here in Aspire's Maestro series that really have an effect on playing, from the grip to the arch support, the flexibility, the weight. And one of the keys for me too was that I wanted it to look cool. I wanted it to look very modern and hip. Sometimes some of the drumming shoes in the past they kind of look more like ballerina shoes and not like something you'd wear to, you know, a rock gig or something like that where there's fashion involved. Part of it for me is I love to have them in black because I can wear them with nicer clothes. If I'm with Andrea Bocelli and I'm wearing a tuxedo with the Vienna Symphony, I can still wear these. You know, if I'm playing with the Psychedelic Furs, you know, that's still sporty enough to make it work for that, or Sam Bruno, or some young artist like that where it's hip and there's fashion involved. They look cool. And it looks very modern and hip. Again, flexible here with getting the shoe on and off. So there are two different colors that the Star Trek shoe is available in, and that's white or black. If you wanted to look a little bit more sporty, then you can go with the white. And this is a little bit, obviously, more dressy, or just a little bit more, you know, insignificant of a color as far as your shoe goes when you go to the black. So I just want to encourage everybody to check out the Maestro series of professional drumming shoes from Aspire. These guys have just and above with the design, and it's just one of those things where we're keeping our foot on the gas to push forward to be better and better at what we're doing. And this helps with technique, it helps with venting, it helps with the feel of what you're doing, and of course the weight, and they look great as well. So this is the Aspire Maestro Star Trek, Russ Miller signature model, and they have the entire Maestro series of pro drumming shoes available from Aspire.